Netherlands, where the delta of the river of Oosterschelde opens into the North Sea, one of this century's most ambitious and unique construction projects is nearing completion, a storm surge protection system of gigantic dimensions to prevent floods. This dam concludes the so-called Delta Plan, a project designed to protect the southwestern parts of the Netherlands from floods when the sea is high. The flood disaster of February 1953 is still remembered. Many of the dikes were breached in southwestern Netherlands and the delta area of the rivers Rhine, Maas, and Schelde, and the floodwaters caused tremendous damage. More than 1,800 human lives were lost in the disaster, and approximately 500,000 acres of land were flooded, destroying more than 50,000 apartments and homes. Originally, the Delta Plan Dam was to close off the Oosterschelde completely. In the early 70s, however, it was decided to close off the remaining 3-kilometer-long open section with a buttress dam equipped with controllable gates. For this large project, new techniques, designs, materials, and machinery were developed and applied with great success. The dam has a total of 63 steel gates mounted in between buttress structures, which can be opened and closed to control the water level. During normal levels, the gates remain open, and the overall dam structure will reduce the tidal rise and fall by only 1/3. When a storm approaches, all gates can be closed within an hour. They're operated hydraulically. Altogether, a total of 66 steel-reinforced concrete buttress structures had to be built for the project. These structures are 100 to 125 feet high and weigh approximately 20,000 tons each. The area between and around the buttresses is built up with rock fill, so-called riprap, in order to increase the stability of the entire dam structure. The stones in this riprap get bigger with the fill height, starting with 10-pound rocks and increasing to 11-ton boulders. This not only allows water filtration, but also means the large rocks hold the small rocks in place to prevent erosion. The upper rock layer has to be able to withstand extremely strong currents in case one of the gates cannot be closed. As there are no rock quarries in the Netherlands, all the rock has to be imported. To avoid bottlenecks during actual construction, delivery was scheduled over 4 years and stockpiled on a storage island. Basalt rock was imported from West Germany, while granite came from both Finland and Scotland. A number of specially equipped vessels are used to transport the riprap from the storage area to the actual construction sites. One of these ships is the Ham 601, which transports rocks varying in weight from 130 to 650 pounds. The vessel transports approximately 1,100 tons per trip. Once in place, the ship's belly opens hydraulically, which enables the rocks to be deposited underwater in the shortest possible time. This is important, since dumping can only take place at slack water, when there's no tidal flow. At any other time, the material would drift unacceptably because of the strong currents. To load the Ham 601, a Liebherr R982 HD hydraulic excavator is used. It's equipped with a Liebherr multi-tine grapple. First, the nearest half of the ship is loaded. Then it turns around, and the other half is loaded. The total time to load approximately 1,100 tons of rock varies between 3 and 3.5 hours. The R982 HD is equipped with 30-inch pads, a 28.5-foot gooseneck boom, and a 14.5-foot stick. The multi-tine grapple model GM100 with mechanical rotation and 5 half-closed tines has a capacity of 3 cubic yards. The rocks are delivered by 35-ton wheel dump trucks from the storage area and dumped directly onto the wharf. A wheel loader with a special rock bucket pushes the rocks towards the R982 HD so the excavator doesn't need to travel. The swing angle of the upper during loading varies between 150 and 180 degrees. A second R982 HD unloads the 130 to 650 pound rocks from a barge. These rocks were imported from abroad and are now loaded by the hydraulic excavator onto 35-ton rear dump trucks to be deposited at the intermediate storage area for later transport to the construction site. This excavator is also equipped with a Liebherr GM100 multi-time grapple. Both R982 HDs working in this operation have to meet certain performance parameters like far reach in order to unload the wide river barges without having to move or turn them, excellent view for the operator into the barge. This is provided by a cab which is set forward and elevated.